Oh, thank you, Maggie. Thank you for the nice introduction, and hello to faces and to blobs. And I like to see somebody sitting outside. Lucky you. How nice. I hope your internet connection stays stable, as I would also be outside on this beautiful day. But patchy internet means that I have to be boring and come on inside. But we can have sunshine in our hearts if we don't have it directly on the deck or wherever we are. So wherever you are, I hope you're in a not too comfortable chair. I'm very conscious of that just lately, actually. I was just talking to Maggie that I've been doing a lot of knitting and crocheting, so good exercises for fingers there, but sitting on the couch. And I really noticed that sitting on a couch is quite unstable for your pelvis and your spine. So sitting in a firm chair is a really good option for at least some of your day. I know we want to kind of blob out a bit, but the point of the chair, and we can figure this out right now, is if you shift your weight from sit bone to sit bone, and that's how we can begin. And, you know, I like to begin with a good foundation in our seat. You can even take a little walk in the chair and put your sit bone shoes on. And I hope that you can feel that these bones have a good anchor position on your chair. But if it's cushiony, if it's super soft, you can't really get that nice foundation. We can also take the legs a little wide and circle out, and that's another great way to pinpoint those sitting bones. Can you feel them? Prod them into your chair. So I have a little cushion, but not too much cushion. You don't want to grind them either, like a mortar and pestle or something. Grinding some seeds or some spices. Let's go the other way around. But can you feel those sit bones kind of shifting and anchoring you? From there, see if you can find center. You don't have to take the legs quite so wide here. And then just notice if you have that nice firm base of support. From there, it's a great place to just start to move the rest of the spine and enjoy that. So we'll do that with a little bit of expression of the hands. And first of all, breath in, let the palms rise up and the chin lift up. And breath out, chin down, palms down. Let's try that again with your breath. There's a gentle opening, sunshine on the heart. And breathing out, chin down, hands down, maybe a little moonshine on the back. You can try that metaphor. Take a few breaths and enjoy. Little by little, let more of the spine unfurl to the sunshine and hide under the moonshine. Try that a few breaths. Waking up your spine. Open and blossoming the heart. And perhaps the movement is coming further down the spine. So your tail is starting to move forward and back. And your lumbar spine is starting to move a little bit with there too. Do you have that? You getting your low back in action. Letting the breath initiate the movement. Two more. Just enjoying breath. Spinal flexion and extension. Great, lovely. Relax your arms by your sides. Let's do a little wake up for the shoulders. Enjoy a breath in, the shoulders are up. Exhale, let those shoulders slide down, 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 down. Breath in, shoulders to ears. Breath out, space between shoulders and ears. Two more like that at your breath. And you're welcome to make little noises too, signaling to the nervous system that all is well. We can begin some shoulder rolls. If anyone has any tension from doing whatever you've been doing, perhaps sitting at a desk, at a keyboard, we can do one slinky shoulder, then the other. And I'm hearing a few little crickle crackles in there, and that's okay. We're lubricating, getting good circulation. That feels so good. Let's take that a little bit more with the arms by putting the fingers to the shoulders and circling out here. So now we've got the bone, the ball of the arm bone rolling, gliding in the shoulder socket. Nice and smooth glide. And we can take that again, one and then the other. Little miniature breaks in the day. Good to do this. And take that the other way. Lovely. All right. Let's do what we don't do perhaps for most of the day, and that's really open out in the chest. So pull the elbows back, lift the chin a little bit. And on the exhale, chin down, elbows together. Get that moonshine on the back, the upper back. Breath in, elbows back, sunshine on the heart. And breath out, moonshine on your back as you bring the elbows in. Let's try two more like that, enjoying front body and back body. Front body and back body. Yeah, bringing that all the way back. So we'll open up through the side a little bit. I'm going to lean to one side and just tap into the ribs on that side. Ah. Good, good, good. Come through center and tap on the other side. So we're kind of tapping our lungs a little bit, the ribs, and underneath that, the breathing muscle, the diaphragm. We're going to wake her up. And then we're going to do something fun. We're going to shake her up. So your diaphragm, like it's a dome shape in the center of your body, in your ribs and connecting to your low back. And it can be very tense. You can hold your breath through the day. So we're going to shake out our arms a little bit and do a bit of a shimmy for the diaphragm. So this is where I get to look ridiculous and sound ridiculous. You've got your microphone off, so you can really go to town and make a little noise. So a little shimmy, a little shake. Ooh, letting it go, loosening up. Ooh, if you hear that little wiggle in your voice, you're probably wiggling your diaphragm a little bit. There we go. And it makes me laugh too. But it makes me feel a lot, I love that. Fantastic. So I feel a lot looser in the shoulders, the arms released, a lot of tension in my hands, my wrists. That feels actually really so good. And let's see if that's opened us up to begin our first movement of the arms into side bend. So take the right arm across and we're going to swoop it up on all the way and see if it can lead you into a side bend. Let's bring it all the way down. I want to add the arm as well. So sweep the arm across and then sweep it out and around like you're painting a big circle. And coming up. And you can synchronize a breath in as the arm goes up if you like. And breath out as you come down. But you could also just breathe naturally. It's up to you. We're going to do one more of those. Big arc. Coming back, and this time we'll take it up, but we're going to hold it into the side bend. So really reaching over and add a little for the neck, which we didn't do a lot for yet. So looking up and then looking down. Breath in, looking up. And breath out, looking down. Maybe we try one more of those, just getting the neck muscles nice and supple. Mobile, and circle that arm all the way down. Yeah, a little bit more spaciousness on that side of the body now. It feels quite nice. So, oh yeah. So we try the other side. Always paying attention, right? So we swoop it up and over and do a little side bend. Come back and swoop it across. Nice big arc or circle. And as you're doing it, notice how do you like to breathe when you do it? You could do all sorts of options. Breathing in as you sweep up. Stretching into the lung. Breathing out as you use your abdominal wall to kind of come down, but it's up to you. And one more. And release it down. This time we're going to go up there and stay up there and do a little bit of Vini yoga. Vini yoga, that's kind of moving within a pose. You might have heard of vinyasa. So here's our Vini yoga move. Could you turn your head up and turn your head down? You might enjoy breathing in as you go up and out as you go down, or follow your natural breath, but make sure it's happening. One more. Lovely. Bring that arm down, 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 down. Super. Give another roll of shoulders, and this time let your elbows go with it. Elbows nice and soft and supple. We're going for a swim. Wouldn't that be lovely? So a little backstroke. So if it's too much on your shoulders, you can just have elbows low. But if you feel that you can take the backstroke into more of a backstroke. And I would keep a little soft bend into the elbows just so that you don't add rigidity into your shoulder. You've got a lot of reach of weight far away from your the center of the joint there. Okay, then we'll stop and change directions. So do a little front crawl or doggy paddle. It's up to you. But see if you can increase the range of motion. So you see your elbow move in space, and maybe your reach gets a little bit longer with the arm, but I'd keep a teeny softer. Okay, couple more, feeling that limberness in the upper spine and the shoulder, and a little bit core strength to do it. All right, we're going to take that into some more twists for the body. So we can just begin with the hands in front. I feel like I'm going to play patty cake or something like that. And you can stay here if your shoulders are tired, or you might want to begin to reach out, one arm forward, one arm back. And the breath is flowing. And there are so many places to reach. You know, you could reach really high, or you could go a little lower. You could also have your sitting bones pinned down to the chair, or you could begin to come off one sitting bone, retracting it while you move. So it's up to you. What would you be moving? Different things, different focus. Allowing the spine to twist. A couple more. And we're slowing that down and coming into a held seated twist. So you can turn to the right, hold your leg or the chair. The other arm is going to reach around the back. Then we turn the head as far behind as we can go. And take a couple of lovely deep breaths. Getting some nice lotion into the joints of the spine, into the muscles, but also into your organs, giving them a nice squish, massage. Keep some softness in your jaw, some space between the upper and lower teeth. And then we'll do a mini yoga of moving the head. So keep your pose, but just turn your head the other way, like, oh, what happened over there? And then turn it back. Try that a couple more times and getting this lovely smooth glide with your neck muscles to turn your head and turn your head back. Remember to breathe. And when you've completed that cycle, come back into center. Lovely. Should we do it on the other side? Or should we put the kettle on and have a cup of tea? No, we're going to do that later. We're going to do the other side. All right. So settle with a hand onto the leg, a hand onto the back of your chair, and really getting that nice twist through your body. What twists the most? Well, it would be your neck muscles. Have got the most versatility to twist. The head has the most. And then use your breath to create space, hydrate around the organs. And then a little mini yoga, just turning the head. You're like a little owl, curious owl, turning and turning back. How smoothly could you turn your head back and forth? Taking one more. Oh, little noises. I'll bring everything back into center. Super. Let's take our focus a bit further down the body. So we've warmed up the shoulders, the upper body, the spine, but what about the hip joints? That's my next port of call. So super simple. We're going to lift one leg and see how foldable our hip joint is by bringing it closer and further away. So being clear about your hip joint. Interesting. I have a little ball here. So if I could put that in and I would squish it, that's where the joint is, right? Where I'm squishing and make a sandwich with my hand, right? And we want to be foldable there so that we can put our shoes and socks on or kiss our knee good morning. Good morning, knee. So this is very one-dimensional, right? Because we're only doing it this way, but what about taking the leg in and out? And we're using the arms to do that because it gives us more range of motion. We'll try it without in a moment, but first let's circle, lubricating your joint, freeing up the joint, and change your direction. All right, and so this is using your arms to create more kind of tug and pull, but we can also train these different muscles by doing that without using the arms. So you're lifting and lowering your knee much harder. I can feel that in the hip flexor a little bit. Then we can take the leg out and in without using the arms. Again, harder work, and we can circle. Oh, it's getting tired. I'm going to do it the other way around. Great, super. Give a good tap of that leg. We're going to rub down to the knee and see if we're just as foldable in this direction. So when we're folding, we're not folding at the back. We're not crunching the back to get down, but we're folding at this point here to reach down, caress our knee, come all the way down to the ankle. Maybe some of you are touching the toes or your floor, but there's no competition with yourself or others. You're just enjoying your foldability and your breath. Lovely, you ready to come back up again? I hope so. So there's our hip joint, and we're going to do that exploration on the other side. So I'm going to hold the leg to give me maximum, what do we call it, range of motion. Because if I do this without, I can't really, it's hard to lift my legs so high. And the benefits here, maybe massaging your intestines, that feels nice as well. Then we can do a little different angle of going out to the side and back, like you're opening and closing a gate. And then we can do a nice scoopy circle and feel that lovely fluidity all around the joint. Should we go the other way? We could. And I hope you're also cleansing the joint in this way. Not quite so much when you do this without the arms, which is what we're going to do now, but that's going to do a little bit of muscular training in your center. So just lift and lower the leg. You don't have to go too high. If anything crunches or feels really straining in your hip joint, don't do that. We can take it out and in. And then we can circle. And change your direction. Whoa, I can feel that. Now let's see if we're foldable from the hip joint, which means as soon as you start to come forward, you'll feel there's a movement of your sit bones widening out, like the pants are stretching a little bit. And then we can come down, give a little tap or a rub of the side, the knee. Maybe you can touch down to your ankle. Some of you folding to the toes, the floor. I don't know. Enjoy wherever you are at and take a couple of delicious breaths. Great. Are you ready to come on up again? Good job. So yeah, we'll do a little bit for the feet because I want to get us moving out of the chair as well. I think we're in the chair a lot through the day. Just change my angle a little bit so we can take a foot out and give a little point and flex. And I think we'll do opposite wrist as well. So the hand can mimic the foot. But opposites is good because your left side of the brain controls the right body and vice versa. So we've got a little cross body function. Then we're going to wave like side to side. And if you can see my hand, my foot's doing Well, it's doing the opposite, actually. It's waving the opposite way. That's okay. Then we can circle. And all of this is happening at the foot and at the wrist. So it's not moving your leg or your, I'm not doing this with the arm, for example, or the leg. All right, we did it. Now it's time to get the toes and the fingers moving. So the fingers are going to like claw like that, but so are the toes. Can you do that with your toes? Claw your fingers, claw your toes. And you're welcome to breathe. Oh, you are, I promise. Then wiggle, fingers and toes. Play piano with your fingers and toes. Oh, I think I've got a lot of splatty notes with my toes in there. All right, then give a little tap of the foot in different directions. And just give a moment to pay attention, give that information to the brain about how your foot feels, maybe the hand. So there's a different sensation, cross body in the limbs. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. So I like to make those pauses because that feedback, you know, it's information to your brain about your body. What did I do? How did that feel? It's super valuable in your autonomy of movement, right? So we're going to do the other foot and point and flex. You can feel your calf muscle moving. And we can complement that with the other side with the wrist. So tempting to move another part of you other than like the wrist and just the ankle. And then we'll do a little wave the other way. So you're flicking side to side. And then we can make that into like a circumduction or circle. It's not exactly a circumduction, but a circle. And change its direction. Ooh. And then we'll do a little wiggle of fingers and toes. And then we'll claw the fingers and the toes. So you're activating those deep muscles, intrinsic muscles of your foot, right? Deep muscles in your arches. All right, then we can tap that foot, circulation all the way to the very, very bottom of the foot. And I think we have more or less woken up all of these different joints. So let's check them out. We're going to reach down, touch the ankles. We've got our ankle joints ready. We're going to come up, rub our knees. Our knees are going to be at the ready. And I hope our hip joints are still okay because they've just folded. And do some getting up prep. So a little bit of prep. If you don't want to get up, you don't have to do it. But this will ignite the same sorts of muscles that we'll be using. And there's a little bit of a shift onto sit bones and heels. And you can feel that if you pick your feet up. Now you're on your sit bones. Lean forward. Sit bones are free, heels are dug in. And you could play with that a little bit and do it with ease. You know, if you feel like you need an assistance, you can push your hands and your legs to make a little bond, a little push together. Or you can relax your arms by your sides and do that without. To you. How many choices? So we're going to do, I don't know, how many times could we get up and down out of the chair for a healthy exercise? Well, we could do at least one, couldn't we? Let's go. One. I'll move the chair back a bit. All right. Then how to sit down nicely? We'll take chair pose. So you can either have hands onto the legs and a little sort of a skier's pose, or maybe you're actually in chair pose. Ooh. And we're breathing and smiling and think this is lots of fun. And then we'll slowly, slowly, slowly sit down. Ah, very lovely, very lovely. All right, shall we try that again? We can try. So options, you can just rock back and forth, or we're coming up with ease and grace and standing. Ta-ta-da. We can take that into chair pose. Take those sit bones wide at the back. Spread the sit bones, spread the sit bones. Dig into your heels a little. Slowly down we go. Ta-da, ta-da. Yeah. Super. Shall we do one more? We can try, right? So coming forward, coming up, all the way. Maybe lift the arms this time. And we're going to come back into chair and make sure those sit bones are nice and wide at the back. Can you breathe? Of course you can. Could you hold it a little bit longer? Of course you could. You feel those strong muscles, nice and active. And 3, 2, 1, coming up. All right. And you might want to give things a little bit of a shake out, just there where we're holding things. Just let the muscles loosen a little. You're welcome to hold on and shake. So you're really seeing when something shakes, right? See what your dog shake and it kind of shakes the water out. It's really doing that. And you can try it as a balance challenge or hold your chair. It's up to you. And if you feel like challenging crossbody, you can shake out an opposite leg and an opposite arm. But do hold the chair if you feel unsteady, because the point isn't to be on the balance, it's to shake as well as coordinate. So loosening out. I feel a lot looser after that. Oh, good, good, good. Okay, are we ready for a standing sun salutation? Who could resist on such a beautiful sunny day? They're not here every day, so make the most of them. So coming into mountain pose. And maybe we'll close our eyes in mountain pose. You don't have to see me. I hope you can hear me. But there's a little more awareness then into our feet, I think, when we're standing. And we can sense our postural sway. So you might feel there's a little shift here and there when the eyes are closed. And we can feel our breath. We're bringing ourselves into the moment. If your eyes are closed, you're welcome to open them right now and take a few mini bounces in your knees. And I think I'm always a sort of diversion person. I don't always get straight to it. But as from lots of experience of seeing people like lock their knees, for example, that you want to use a little bit of elasticity in your movement when you move your arms. So as you lift your arms on a breath in, see if you can use a little bend into the knees to push the ground away to let your arms lift up. Then exhale, let the arms float down. Lovely. You can try that again. A little push off. Breath in, up we come. And breath out, releasing the arms down. Let's try that again. Breath in, arms float up so gently. Exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, we'll side bend toward the right, taking the left wrist with you. Nice big stretch. Breath in, come to center. Breath out, let's stretch to the other side. Breath in, come to center. Breath out, we'll clock twist our upper body to the right. You can pull back the arm if you want to. Keep a teeny bend in the arms just for health and safety. Breath in, bring it through center. And breath out, clock twist the upper body to the other side. Breath in, come through center. Breath out, we're going to fold, fold, fold. And you can either take hands to the thighs or shins or even some of you ankles, or you can use the chair as an option. Enjoy a breath or two. Becoming aware of your feet and that nice little bend into your legs. Efficiently push the earth away to come all the way back up. Bringing the arms with you and looking up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let the chin drop down to the fingers. Breath in, let the fingers rise together all the way up. Keep a little bend into your legs here and a little bend into your elbows. We're going to circle out through the ribs. And you can do this in the chair if you prefer, but it's really nice core workout. Get your ribs moving, keep breathing. And do that in the other direction. Bring it into center, interlace your fingers, push your palms up to the sky. It'll stretch into the fingers, the wrists, up through the arms. And we could look up toward the sky. Lovely. Let your chin find center, release the fingers. They're going to bind behind your back, interlace behind your back, and then stretch it back, lift your chest, lift your heart. Such a glorious opening across the chest, the heart. Release the bind of the fingers and interlace them in front of you. Push your palms out, and this time a little bend to the legs, but round your upper back. Take a few breaths into that back of your body. You have lungs in the back, you feel them. Great. Bring it all the way up, looking up to the sky, and then release the fingers all the way down. Give it a shoulder roll or a shimmy or something if you like, loosening up, feeling nice and free. And yeah, I think we've got time. Yeah, we're going to do just a couple of standing poses. We'll do a warrior pose. So we'll be doing warrior 1. And if you want to use a chair in front of you, I'm not going to do it just so you can see me, but we'll take the right foot forward and the left foot back. You decide on how deep the stance is, but try not to be too narrow because you'll have a bit wobbly base. So a little bit of a space there, and you can bend into your front leg. And I would say, why not even take the diversion and bend and straighten a little bit, just to get your joints satisfied in how deep you would like to go here. So find that depth, and also nice stretch into the back calf, isn't there? I like that, feels good. You know, your toes are active, they're there as part of your balance. Then we'll take the arms, let the arms rise up. And if you want, if you're unsteady, hold one hand on the chair. You can do that, you're totally welcome. Because the next little challenge coming, you can also say no. You could look up toward the ceiling or the sky. And we can bring the chin back to neutral. The arms are going to slide down, interlace behind you. Or you can hold the chair if you prefer and take one arm behind you. And could you lean a little forward? Remember to breathe. Great, and we'll come up gently, 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 and step it out. Give things again a little shake if you feel, just to let your nervous system soften. And we'll do that on the other side. So you can hold the chair in your warrior pose, but let's get our strong foundation, because now we're not on the chair with our sit bones, it's through the legs, the feet. So play a little bit back and forth and feel, yeah, I'm building my foundation, making sure the knee is going to be accommodated with this stance. You can change that at any time. You can do it. Anything aggravates your knee, come out of it. But maybe you can find a little more depth and let this front thigh work. All right, that's what we're kind of aiming for. Then you check in your balance. Maybe you want to hold the chair and take one arm up. Or maybe you feel, yeah, I could actually take both up. It's up to you. Next check-in. Can you breathe? Can you feel your power, your strength? And then extra balance challenge, if you want to take it. Explore, what if you were to lift your chin toward the sky and still feel that your lungs are moving, your ribs, in your breath? We can let the chin draw to neutral. If you haven't already, bring the arms down. And if you want to explore interlacing the hands behind you and leaning a little forward, if that's too much, you can have one hand behind you and hold the chair. Strong legs. Feeling the ground with your feet. You need to give a little push of your feet into the ground to bring you up. Release the bind if you have it. Step it up. Give it that little shake. All right, have we got time for an extra balance? I think we could do it. We could do it. So we'll take a tree pose. Why not? It's a beautiful day. The sun's shining on the leaves, turning them golden. So you might want to hold on to your chair, and we'll take the foot that's furthest away from the chair, come onto the toes and swing out that open and close your gate. Ta-da. So you can always have toes touching and the knee gently glides out, or you might find, yeah, I could put a foot on a shin, an ankle, or higher still, but it's up to you in this moment. And if you want to let go, that's up to you too. If you don't, that's up to you too. You are a magical, beautiful tree right now, with the sunshine on your leaves. With your roots strong all around you. And we can bring ourselves back into being a biped. You're welcome to adjust yourself with your chair just so that it's there and you feel you have a chance. There's so many options you can do, right? Tree pose is not just a balance pose, it's a hip opener. So let's get the hip open by swinging a little gait and feeling, yeah, I have more chance of being open here to take the leg a little higher if I'm just warmed up there. I can choose toes on the ground, foot on ankle, foot on shin. Sometimes it needs a little help to get the foot a little higher. Don't crank your knee to do that. Do what's comfortable. It gives you just the right challenge. Same with the touching the chair. What if the point of the pose were that you can breathe as freely as if you were standing on two legs? That's the challenge I'm giving you. Free movement of breath through your body. And glorious deep roots in all directions. You feel your roots spread beneath you. And maybe you feel the sun on your branches and your leaves, creating openness, flourishing in the energy of the sun. And let's be bipeds one more time. All right, I think we should, we'll do one standing downward dog stretch because we're going to stretch out the legs a little bit, but I think using the chair or a table or the wall is such a great place to do that. So coming into a kind of a skier's squat with your legs bent and checking that your low back is not rounded. So as you start to straighten the legs a little bit, you're not going to lose your kind of straightness of your spine. That's not quite true, your spine's not straight, but you try not to round your low back. And we'll take a few breaths into this downward dog. Of course, you could come down to the floor and do your full downward dog if you prefer. Give some room in your shoulders, your spine, and the back of your leg. One more lovely conscious breath. And we're ready to bend the legs and bring it back. And bring it back to your seat. And if you have a strap close by, that would be super. But first we'll quickly stretch the front of the thigh and the quad and then the back. So you'll sit to one side. So if you sit to the right, your left knee will come down and we'll give that a nice stretch into here. You get so much more stretch. Oh, that's tricky with arms on the chair, a little tricky. Yeah, but then see if you can reach it up. Maybe it's an angle. You can go at an angle. Reach it up. Big, big stretch. You can poke a hole in the ceiling or you can tickle a cloud. It's up to you. Let that come down, and we'll do that nice and swiftly to the other side, pivoting on your sit bones. And we want to make as much length and space down through the thigh to the knee, but also up the body by reaching up and toward the back of the chair. Big stretch. Breath used to stretch you as well. And inhale, you feel you're stretching your skin. Let it go. Come back into your chair with your strap. So that's the front of the thigh. Now let's do the back of the thigh. Popping the strap around your right foot. And you can lift your knee with the strap. So you're fairly high with your knee and ready to kick out into the distance. Sitting up nice and tall. Remind yourself of a chance to breathe. And of course, we breathe all the time anyway, but we're consciously breathing. We can gently take our leg a little to the side. Find that space and openness there. Maybe take this leg a little wider. Sitting tall. And again, tracking the body, the sensations in the body, but always aware of the breath. And bring this leg back to center. Sweep this leg across. Hold it in the other hand. And maybe we can swing this arm out too. And enjoy a twist. Let's bring that all back into center. We can let the leg come down. And we go fishing for the other foot. Caught it. So I'm going to lift that knee a little higher just to give me the hip flexion for I explore. What if I push out? And for some of you, it is a challenge. So you can always take a little bend if you feel you're pulling or stretching or rounding into your back. And you sit tall. And you return to the feel of your breath. And we'll take the leg a little out to the side and maybe counterbalance that with the other leg. Enjoy a breath or two, sensation into the thighs. Let's heel toe this foot back into center and take the leg across the body. Enjoy the full twist. So we can enjoy the twist just without the arm, or you can add the arm. Do turn the head. Sprinkle a good deep breath. Bring everything back in towards center. We can take away our strap, have the feet somewhat closer together, and we'll fold it all the way down. So little by little, head drops, upper back, rounding over all the way until you fold, 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 fold. Taking in 2 or 3 breaths and back of the body, back of the lungs. And then when you're ready, stack up your vertebrae, coming all the way, rounding up, unfurling, unfurling. And then we can let the arms float all the way up. And open out, spread your wings. And bring in the hands to the heart. Ooh, I hope you've had a nice, a little refreshing stretch and strengthen with all of your limbs and your center and all of the good bits that you have, and enjoyed your breath. And it's a pleasure to see you today and share movement with you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sun while you can, maybe have a little walk around. And I'll see you again in a couple of weeks.